We are about 24 hours away from being hit with a pretty major hurricane. Luckily for Clearwater, but not as lucky for other areas of Florida south of us. The storm track keeps getting updated a little further and further south. So with every update, the threat to Clearwater gets a little bit less. Good news for us, bad news for other areas. But I wanted to show you the storm prep that's been done in downtown Clearwater. And I wanted to show you, downtown Clearwater is completely owned by Scientology. So the storm prep here is pretty wild. Let me show this to you. And then we're gonna walk down to the one Scientology property that's at the lowest elevation. If we get anything even close to the storm surge that we got for the hurricane last week, this property's in a little bit of trouble. I want to show this to you. But first, let's take a look at Cleveland Street here in downtown. Okay, so this is the main Scientology building here at the main intersection called the Coachman Building, Scientology building. This is the other building. Interestingly, this building, oops. I'm surprised they don't have these windows covered up, but I bet those are some of the highest rated hurricane windows that you can get. Let's see what we got here. All of these buildings are owned by Moises Agami, who buys these properties. They're basically under Scientology's control. Moises is a high-level Scientologist. Moises owns the condo building that Tom Cruise lives in. Not a soul. Which is to be expected. A lot of people have been asking me about evacuating, guys. Me, Heather, and the girls are not evacuating. We are fortunate enough to live at about 100 feet above sea level, a few miles inland. We're also fortunate enough to have what is really essentially a storm-proof part of the house on the other side of my garage. How storm-proof is storm-proof? You never know until it gets tested, but it's very thick cinder block with full steel storm doors that completely cover the two entrances to that part of the house. There's no windows exposed. There's no. Basically, they say run from the water, hide from the wind. We don't have any water to run from where I live, and we have a perfect place to hide from the wind. I'm very surprised. This is Tom Cruise's condo building right here. I am very surprised. Maybe they're gonna board this up at the last moment. I doubt little Tommy Cruise is here. But let's see, what is this? What is that? Oh, that's to prevent water from getting in. They've literally just taped it up. Wow. I mean, guys, I'm just guessing those must be some of the highest rated storm windows that you can buy. I still don't understand not covering them up. Are you telling me that's not gonna crack if it gets hit? Wow, I'm surprised they don't have this all boarded up. Wow. Okay, now again, over here we have the Capitol Theater. This is not owned by Scientology, actually. This is owned by Ruth Eckerd Hall. I am surprised there's no wood over these windows here. Wild. For those of you still asking about the evacuation, the most inconvenient thing that we expect to have happen is to be without power, maybe for a few days, maybe for a week. We're prepared for that. We do have a generator. We can keep essentials powered. Refrigerator. We'll be without air conditioning. You guys know me. That's the worst for me is no air conditioning, but I think I'll make it through. I just can't believe Tom Cruise's building doesn't have any plywood on the windows, guys. Oh, and what I wanted to tell you, on my way here, I drove by the Fort Harrison Hotel and the Flag Building, what they call the Superpower Building. Not 1 inch of plywood on any of those doors or windows. I know those buildings do have the highest rated hurricane windows. All the Scientologists in Clearwater, if they want to, are welcome to go to the Fort Harrison Hotel and camp out there. Same thing with the Superpower building. It's probably the one good thing Scientology's ever offered to do for its own members for free. I think it's free, you guys. You guys, who knows? Maybe they're charging 50 bucks a head. Okay, we are walking. Let me show you where we're going. Okay, so this is Coachman Park. And Coachman Park has a relatively new outdoor concert venue that I am wondering how that thing is going to fare. We're going to walk a block over here because we're going to go over to Scientology's Sandcastle building. Their Sandcastle building is where they deliver the highest OT levels. Well, all of the OT levels. It's the only place here at Flag where OT levels are delivered. It's also the one Scientology property most susceptible to being flooded. And we are going to go down there. This is the Clearwater Public Library. It's a beautiful public library. You can see the concert venue there. We're going to get really close to it in a few minutes. You know, that thing's only been finished building in the last 2 or 3 years. I have to imagine it's unbelievably resistant to hurricane force winds, but you know, for a minute there, it looked like that this hurricane was going to be a direct hit at about 130, 150 mile an hour winds. And I don't care how well rated something is. 150 mile winds? That's terrifying. And those are sustained winds, you know? But as of right now, it looks like it's going to make landfall as a Cat 3. Oh, look, Scientology security guard sees me coming. He's like, no, not to the Sandcastle. He's running away now. Sucker. Oh, by the way, here's another one of Scientology's buildings. They use this for some management offices for the Flag Crew Estates org. And yeah. On the other side of this building is David Miscavige's offices. Okay. I'm just hand holding the phone today, guys. No gimbal. I'm raw dogging it. Let's see what's going on here. So this is the Sandcastle. This is where the OT levels are delivered. And look, we are walking downhill, folks. This building is only a handful of feet above sea level. Unfortunately, so is this concert venue. I think we can get a closer look at this a little further up. I'll take a better look at this concert venue on the way back. For right now, I want to get down to the Sandcastle. You see how close we are to the water here? Okay. Sandcastle. Oh wow, they got the roof tarped already. Wow, interesting choice. What's the point of tarping the roof? Unless it had damage in last week's storm. Wow, it's starting to rain, guys, but I'm here for it. Oh, shit! They did have damage. Lamp pulled down, baby. Wow. All right, here, we're gonna get a little closer to the water. You'll see where we're going. How close can I get? How close can I get? Damn, they're blocking me. Okay, but here's the seawall, okay? The seawall, we're talking what? 4 or 5 feet above sea level, okay? Here, let me see, I'll go the other way. Ugh. Okay, so what do you think, guys? How many feet above sea level? Or the seawall, how many feet? Oh, if we're talking about high tide, it's only a few feet. Only a few feet above high tide. Best case scenario, that wall is 5 feet above the water level. Let me show you where the sandcastle is. There it is. That's the sandcastle right there. Okay, so if the wall is about, oh, but you see, look, the wall to the sandcastle is lower than that wall. 5 feet is generous. I'm zooming in as much as I can. Once the water starts going over that seawall, the sandcastle is in danger. We are expecting 10 to 12 feet of storm surge with this storm. And because it's Florida, we got people out here fishing. And I don't know if you can see, behind the sandcastle is another Scientology owned building. They only let public Scientologists live there now. That's not even a hotel, that's actually a condo tower. If we get 10 feet of storm surge, Scientology sandcastle is going to be underwater. Yeah. I'll see if I can get an even better angle on the way back. Look at this concert venue, guys. It's freaking gorgeous. It's literally less than 2 years old. Okay, so let's see. From the water, we saw the wall and we saw the deck just behind the wall. Let's try to triangulate this a little bit. There you go. Okay, so we had seen the wall. We saw that deck above the wall. The parking lot of this building is below that level. Yeah. And look, guys, no plywood on those windows. They did the same thing that they did outside of Tom Cruise's building. They've got some special tape around the seams that are not watertight. Wow. Those must be some special ass windows to not try to cover them. Wow. And then of course those are hotel rooms / solo auditor rooms for the OT levels. And like I said, that's the condo building that's now only Scientologists are allowed to live there. It's starting to rain a little bit, but that's okay, I'm dressed for it. Hopefully the microphone is gonna be okay. Let's take a bit of a closer look at this beautiful concert venue. I hope it survives. I guess that light had a little problem with its body thetans. Understandable, full-blown restim. Something about a hurricane stimulates all the volcano implants, you know, all that stuff. Totally understandable. They've cleared out all the seats. Wow. Let's see what they've done here. Okay, that's the stage. Okay. That must be some strong ass material. I hope that place doesn't suffer too much. You know, right here on the water. Okay. All right. All right. All right, all right, all right. There were predictions of 12 or more feet of storm surge, but that's when we thought the storm might actually pass, just to our north. Wherever the storm actually makes landfall, the biggest storm surge is going to be south of it. And it's going to be a huge storm surge. That's why, you know, it feels bad hoping that the storm doesn't hit us, because if it misses us, it hits someone else really hard. Oh. My shoe is untied and I have nowhere to put my phone. Let me try this, guys. Ugh. Ah. Thank you for your patience. Again, look at all this. No coverage of these windows. Those must be some strong ass windows. Or it must be impossible to cover them. I mean, Scientology has all the machinery they need, you know, the cherry pickers and the lifts and all that stuff. Those must be some special windows. Those must be some OT 15 level windows, y'all. My goodness. You ever seen a public library like this with a... You ever seen such a gorgeous public library overlooking the bluff? Crazy. Unfortunately, there's more homeless people in the library than there are people checking out library books, but that's just the way it goes. I'm thinking of driving down to Clearwater Beach real quick, guys, keeping the live stream going. And I haven't been down to the beach since the hurricane last week. Here, I'll switch it around. The beach did get about 8 feet of storm surge and is absolutely devastated. The fact that they've been working so hard down there for the last week. All right, I'll go to the beach, guys. By the way, we're not gonna be getting tropical storm force winds here until tomorrow around dinner time. Right now, like, we haven't even gotten rain today. No, they're saying the beach is closed, but it's not. Oh, the beach, like the sand beach might be closed, but the bridge to the beach is not closed. Unless that's changed in just the last couple hours, which we'll see, guys. If it's closed, that won't go, obviously. the fact that they've been working so hard down there all week to try to salvage what's down there. And we're about to get hit much harder. The hurricane that came through last week was 100 miles out to sea. And we still got, I mean, I'm just gonna tell it to you straight, guys. We got fucked like Meek Mill at a Diddy party. I'm just telling you guys, it was bad. It was bad. I've been keeping that joke in my back pocket for like a week now, guys. Okay. Okay, we're coming up on little Tommy Cruise's condo building here. Let's take another look. I'm out here in the freaking rain. Okay, so somewhere in there is Tom Cruise's private car elevator that takes his car up to his condo. He doesn't just have a condo, he's got the top 2 floors. He's actually got the top 3 floors if you count his sisters. You know, let's see, what's going on here? What's going on up in here? Anybody seen little Tommy? Anybody seen little Tommy? Tell him I said hi. Hey. All right. Just walking back to my truck, guys. Let's see, we got some people home. Thank God I filled up the truck with gas. You know, something happened last week. I haven't actually told you guys, but there's been some developments on it. Because some of you might be like, what do you mean you filled up the truck? We know you got a Tesla. So last week, me, Jenna, and my 3 girls were driving down to Miami to meet up with all the people that went on the SP cruise. And about 40 minutes outside of downtown Miami, we got severely rear-ended on I-95 South by a car. And it ended up being a 4-car pileup. And I had to leave the car in Miami for repairs. The repairs haven't even started. I'll be shocked if the thing isn't totaled, just personally. We were all fine, no injuries. Guys, check this out. Turns out the guy who rear-ended me, a retired police officer driving a rental car, turns out he's a private investigator. Turns out he gave a bullshit story to the police officer on the scene about how the accident happened. Turns out he hired a lawyer. And just yesterday, this guy tried to file a claim against my insurance. Now, here's what makes it crazy. He claims that he didn't rear-end me. He got rear-ended first, and he was pushed into me. So if you might go, well, how could he file a claim against you? Maybe you're thinking that he thought I brake checked him or something, like I was responsible for him rear-ending me. No. He told me and the police officer that these 2 cars, remember I said it was a 4-car pileup. I believe he hit me first and then other cars hit him. He claims the other cars hit him first and that pushed him into me. Now, I didn't hit anyone in front of me. I made no impact with any cars in front of me. First of all, Tesla Model Y has the highest safety rating of any car on the American road ever. Okay? And the Model Y is a very heavy vehicle. And very heavy vehicle, and the computer on the Model Y is also very good at collision avoidance. And here, I guess we're gonna go forward. So anyway, my whole point is that I didn't even make any collision with the car in front of me, which is good for my insurance. So not only is this guy obviously at fault for hitting me, but he claims someone else was at fault for him hitting me. And he still hires an attorney who then goes and tries to tell my insurance company that somehow the accident was my fault. Needless to say, guys, if I get even the slightest additional evidence that makes it look like a fucking Scientology PI following me to Miami accidentally rear-ended me, you better believe I'm gonna blow this man up on YouTube. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, praise Xenu. I'm gonna blow his ass up. He was being really weird at the scene of the accident. And I didn't even tell Heather. Heather's been the one dealing with all the insurance because the car is actually in Heather's name. She's been the one dealing with all the insurance. And I didn't even tell her how weird this guy was being at the scene of the accident. And so she actually called him. She actually called him up. And she told me he was being really weird on the phone with me. I'm like, yeah? He's like, yeah. He was like kind of bragging a little bit. He said that he had told the police officer who came to the scene, why are all these cops here? Oh no, did they really close the beach access? God damn. Do I even want to go and ask them what's up? Sure, I will. Sure, I will. Why not? Oy. Are we doing no beach access right now?
What's that, no beach access?
No beach access?
No,
all right.
Just
all right.
gonna make it left there, sir.
All right.
I love how we're texting and driving, though. You should probably put your phone down.
It's not texting.
Still, you're on your phone.
It's true, I am on my
I just
phone.
opened my line.
Yeah, all right. Can the police officers try not to be assholes? Not really. Yeah. Oh, Lord Almighty. All right, well, I guess we're not going to the, we're not going to the beach. So there's no point continuing the stream. I really wanted to show you guys what it looks like down there. But, alrighty guys, I guess that's it. Thank you for hanging out with me. Stay tuned. This will probably be all for me this evening. We'll see. There's actually a lot of stuff going on to report on, particularly in some lawsuits for Jane Doe 1 versus Gavin Potter, David Miscavige, Scientology, some really big stuff. But I don't know, doesn't feel like the right time. Maybe I'll wait a couple days, but honestly, some big stuff. And yeah, okay, we got a green, we're all good. Da, 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 da. Get the window up here. Okay, guys. That's it for me. Just headed home. Talk to you guys soon. Ciao.